So if you're wondering about whether you should change or make any improvements to your running technique, it's really helpful to have a few things in the back of your mind before you make that decision. So I'll just run through three of those today, factors that might influence you to consider making some improvements or even perhaps some more fundamental changes to the way that you're running. So for me, it really comes down to three main things. The first one, which is generally the most obvious, is if you're constantly getting injured, then there's a fair chance that there's something going wrong with your running technique or your running mechanics that may be causing you to succumb to being hurt and injured more often than you would like. And I would argue that if you're getting hurt at all, then that's more often than you should be. So if you are getting hurt, then definitely have a look at your running technique as a potential cause. The second main area that I look at is enjoyment. So as runners, we tend to be fairly hardy, and often you can go on for quite a long time without succumbing to injury, but you might have quite a number of sore spots, or running itself might not feel that good or that fun. Running something that should feel quite natural, and if you are finding that it's a real slog and a grind and you're constantly getting sore and needing 2 or 3 massages a week just to keep yourself on the road, then it might be also a time to ask yourself a few questions about how well it is that you're moving. The third area that I look at is performance, and if you're anything like me, which a lot of runners are, performance is really important, and it doesn't matter whether you're running at a very high elite level, or even if you're an A-grade club runner, or if you're someone like me who's more like a C or D grade club runner, performance is important. So it's all about trying to run as well as you can, based on the ability that you've been given. So you've got to make the best of that, but it doesn't mean you have to sit there and say to yourself, I accept that I can't move any better. Definitely everyone can improve, and you might be starting off a low base, and I certainly consider myself in that category. There's definitely something that you can do to improve, and that generally comes back to looking at improving your technique. So if you're not running as fast as you would like, then definitely it's a good idea to have a look at how well it is that you are running. So they're the three main areas that generally would trigger a decision to have a close look at your running technique. I'm definitely not in the school of thought that says you should change anything just for the sake of changing it, and I would say that you probably need 2 out of those 3 things to make a technique change or a whole bunch of additional improvements worthwhile making. So have a look at whether you've got those 3 things in play, and then make a rational decision about whether it is that you should consider taking a close look at your technique. And really the only way that you're going to be able to do that is by doing some gait analysis work. So capture some video of yourself running and then compare yourself to some of the benchmarks that I've outlined in the running technique ebook, and have a close look at chapter 6, and you might be able to pick up some of the objective measures there that might indicate you have something wrong with your technique that either could be causing you to get injured, or is slowing you down, or is generally reducing your enjoyment of running. So I hope that gives you a little bit of a flavour about what it is you might consider when thinking about changing your technique. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.